After I dive, you want to know exactly how deep we are, go ahead and refer to this depth gauge. We also have one all the way down at the aft end, right next to our co-pilot Tito. So you can look at either one of those. Now, real quick, I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me. Go ahead and raise your hands real quick. If you can hear me back there, please raise your right hands, raise it high. All right, awesome. Apparently everybody in the back can hear me, but nobody up front. All right, well, those of you that are raising your hands, that means two things. One, you are very confident in your choice of deodorant today. Thank you very much. We are going to be on the submersible together for about 45 minutes, so we all appreciate it. Secondly, it means you understand English. Today will be a live English narration throughout our tour. In fact, the headsets that you see in front of you, those will be for our foreign language guests. That narration will begin as we begin our submerging process. If you plug in those headsets, they plug in right here. You can see the volume and the channel selector. We got Japanese on channel 2, Korean on channel 3, and Chinese on channel 4. But right now, as we're beginning our submerging process, I'm going to handle a couple of preliminaries. First thing, I do see a lot of cameras out. Quick tip, our viewports, they're about 3.5 inches thick. They're actually built out of compressed acrylic, which can stop bullets. So if you're going to take pictures of all the beautiful fish we're going to see today, go ahead and turn your flashes off. Otherwise, it'll just reflect your flash. But if you want to take pictures within the submersible of your friends, your family, your ohana, go ahead and turn your flash back on. As you can see, we operate completely off of natural light coming within our viewports. I know it might be a little bit confusing. The easiest way to remember it is it's not alright to flash the fish, but it's perfectly alright to flash your friends and family, as long as it's your friends and family. And right now, too, you can see we're still on the surface, still maneuvering over our drop zone. We're going to find our area of the ocean where we'll begin our dive process. We like to submerge in an area where there's not a lot of marine life. We don't want to bump into anything on our way down. So we go over to a featureless bottom area where there's no reefs. The rule for the ocean is where there's coral, there's fish. So as we submerge and we start moving along to some of our man-made artificial reefs, we're going to start seeing an abundance of aquatic life. But if you guys have those blue dive logs, go ahead and open them out to pages 5 and 6. We have a really wonderful sushi menu for you folks. It's going to list most of the fish you'll see today, both in English and Hawaiian. And of course, I'll be pointing out various fish. For instance, over here on our right-hand starboard side, you see this huge school of silver fish, yellow trim on the tail. These are known as mackerel scats, or in Hawaiian, we call them openelu. Now, we do have about 500 different species of fish in our Hawaiian waters, which is not a lot compared to a lot of other places in the world. But what makes our water so interesting here in Hawaii is that about 30% of our fish are endemic, meaning you can only find them in Hawaiian waters, nowhere else. Alright, now you can see our depth gauge, we're already 10 feet underneath the ocean surface. We're going to go a lot further than that. Now, does anybody want to guess how deep our submersible can go down to? Go ahead and shout out any answers. 100 feet? Excellent guess. Any other guesses?
120.
120. Excellent guess too. In fact, we can go all the way down to 850 feet. After that, they call it the crushing depth. The pressure of the ocean will take over and all the nuts and bolts will fly off the submarine, which is why we're regulated by the Coast Guard to go no further than 150 feet. So the deeper part of our dive today will probably be a little bit over 100, somewhere in between 100 and 120 most likely. But let me give you some basic information about our submersible as we're submerging. The Atlantis number 7, the vessel that we're in today, is designed to be positively buoyant, which means it's designed to float. It'll always float automatically. We don't have to do anything to get it to float. It's a huge hollow tube. But we do have to work to get it to submerge, the process we're going through right now. And there's 3 different things that we do. 1, our combined body weight within the submarine causes us to become heavier, less buoyant. But it's not enough. So we revert to these things known as ballast tanks. We actually pump thousands of pounds into these ballast tanks, thousands of pounds of water to be exact. And in fact, right now it looks like we have a little bit more than 5,000, almost 6,000 pounds of water pumped into our ballast tanks. But even with that 6,000 pounds, it's still not enough. So that whirling sound you hear, that's our vertical thruster. That maneuvers us up and down throughout our entire dive. Now the other reason why we're regulated by the Coast Guard to go no further than 150 feet is in the unlikely situation. If we were on the ocean floor, you see outside the viewports, it's very close to us right now, at a depth of 150 feet, and we lost the electrical power. And we couldn't pump high pressure air back into those ballast tanks to get rid of that water. What we do is we make a phone call up to our surface team on the control team, the tugboats you see up above. Our scuba divers will come down. 150 feet is a safe depth for them. They won't burn up their oxygen too fast. And they'll simply open our exterior ballast tanks. Now once those exterior ballast tanks are open, all that water we pumped into the submarine will naturally be released and we will gently float back to the surface. Alright, off on our right-hand starboard side and our left-hand port side, we're already starting to see some fish. We got some triggerfish over on our right-hand starboard side, black diamond-shaped fish, triangular tail, usually with a vertical white stripe and a vertical green stripe. We got a couple of them over here on our left-hand port side. In fact,